And you know what I liked about both those home runs by Corbin Carroll? Opposite field. Opposite field. When he starts hitting that ball the other way, and that really goes for almost anybody, but when you start hitting the ball the other way like that, that means that you're maybe starting to get locked into where your swing wants to be. That's
progression, right? I mean, first you get noticed because you're Rookie of the Year, and then all of a sudden you're coming up, and pitchers start putting you in the scout. And this is a guy we can't let do damage to us. You start getting pitched a little bit differently, right, DK? So learning how to take those opposite field pitches the other way, especially with power, I mean, that's the next stage in his development.
And how about some more Jake McCarthy? He, again, just these three guys, Corbin Carroll, Jake McCarthy, Adrian del Castillo, own the weekend.
Look at this. He's hitting .354 against lefties. On base is well over 400. Base hit down the line. Here we go. Newman's home. Here comes Alec Thomas. They'll wave Perdomo. Jake McCarthy clears the bases with a triple. There are no words for how hot Jake McCarthy is.
Stay hot, Jake McCarthy. 12-5 your final on Sunday. So the Diamondbacks have won 3 more games in a row as they head into a series against the lowly Rockies. And you got to just punish these kids coming in here this weekend from Denver. Afterward, the manager, Torey Lovullo, pleased with the hitting approach this weekend.
Number of multiple hits. Del Castillo, McCarthy continues to stay hot. Just everybody had really, really good approaches. I felt like in no time were we out of at-bats against really, really good stuff, and that's what stands out to me. Great to have Merrill back. Just went out there and attacked the zone. I'm sure there was some rust on his spikes that he was knocking off pitch by pitch, and you'll probably get a chance to talk to him about how he felt. To me, it looked like it was vintage Merrill, mixing pitches, following a game plan, and getting us back in the dugout to score some runs. So, you win a game like this, you get to enjoy the rest of your Sunday. Let these guys go out and flush it, enjoy the feeling they have right now, and make sure that we're ready for a team that's going to try and come in here and be as stubborn as possible. We play them a lot, and we know that they're going to be ready to perform.
Cousin Merrill back from the DL, 5 innings, 2 runs earned, allowed just 3 hits, walked 2, struck out 2 through 85 pitches to get the win, his 3rd of the season. And again, first pitch tonight will be at 6:40 up at Chase Field. The Diamondbacks and the Colorado Rockies on the bump tonight. For the Rockies will be Bradley Blaylock. He has no record and has pitched just 1 inning, so this might be a bullpen game for the Rockies.
Isn't every game a bullpen game for the Rockies?
Could be when you're 31 games under 500. Brandon Pfaadt gets the start for the Snakes, 6-6, 392 earned run average. Again, first pitch 640. Your money line favorite tonight is big in favor of the Diamondbacks at minus 235. Man, I haven't seen a money line that high in a long time.
Let's take a look at the Rockies starting pitchers by innings pitched.
Okay.
4.56, 5.00, 4.92, 6.17, 5.75, 6.36. These are the top 6 inning pitched guys for the Rockies. And we talk about how pitchers don't want to play up there.
Yeah.
Too many balls hit out. So, I mean, that's really the name of the game today, just the same as it was 20 years ago, DK.
Indeed it is. Indeed it is. All right, so we've got some interviews coming up, so we are going to get you your Desert Diamond Casino replay for the day right now.
And now, the best thing you will hear all day.
Hachi-machi!
It's time for the Wildcat Radio Replay. In case you missed this earlier in the day, we now bring you the best of 1290. It's made possible by Desert Diamond Sportsbook, Arizona's best bet.
All right, the time has arrived for one Keon Burnett, junior tight end for the Arizona Wildcats, having a fabulous camp, showing how much he has teamed in the past with one Tetro McMillan. We have seen him be able to make some one-handed catches out there. It seems to be the thing for them Servite kids. Let's hear from Keon Burnett, who really talked about just how comfortable he has gotten with his role coming into this third fall camp.
I think just the whole comfort aspect. This is going into my junior season, so just processing things faster, better terminology with the quarterback, and Coach Babers and Coach Matt. So just playing faster overall.
Kian, how do you think your time at Servite with Noah and T-Mac and all those other guys prepared you for Arizona?
Everything. I mean, having that rapport with Noah and those guys, I wouldn't trade it for anything. Obviously, I feel like the time thing was a factor because I feel like it's kind of started coming to play now, but it was definitely great. I wouldn't trade it in for anything.
And what do you think just about the upcoming year, knowing it's probably going to be the last time that all you guys are sharing the field together?
Yeah, it's special for sure. I mean, going into a year like this and having the opportunity to do the things we had to do, like I said, I wouldn't trade it in for anything. So I'm taking advantage of every opportunity, every moment with them.
How would you describe the way that they're teaching the footwork and the run game this season? The coaches kind of said the first two steps are the most important steps in establishing what you want to do in the run game.
Right. Yeah, I would say extremely detailed. Coach Matt's very detailed. Like you said, the first two steps are huge. But in terms of like the whole fit, hands, feet, where your eyes are, it's great having a coach like him because he's able to teach you on every small little detail. Because the run game is very intricate, and if you mess up one thing, it can kind of lead to other issues.
And there's a lot of impatience in college sports nowadays. I mean, guys transferring all the time if they don't get to play. So how did you kind of just deal with, trying to be patient, waiting your turn, that sort of thing?
Yeah, that was always been my thing is patience. Waiting my turn. Something I kind of hold true to is trusting the process. This is a facility I love being in. I love coming in every day. I love putting in the work. I feel at home here. I love the city and the fans and just this locker room and the way the guys come to work every day and handle their business. So it makes it easy when you have a tight end room that we all work together on certain things and we're all able to work in certain issues. So, like I said, just coming to work every day and trusting the process.
How do you think Sam Olsen is settling into the tight end room?
100% great addition to our room. As a player, I would say he's definitely seasoned, definitely detail-oriented on everything he does, which is great for us to have and to learn from. I'm glad Coach Matt got him.
David, what are you guys seeing in terms of the defense where they're standing up the ends now? How's that changed the way that the team is going to rush the quarterback?
Yeah, it's a lot of new looks for sure we're getting this year, which is good. Getting looks from guys like Trey Smith and Deuce off the edge only makes us better. But I'm excited to see what those guys bring this year. It's a lot of different pressures that we haven't seen before and that we're not familiar with. Anytime you can switch it up like that, I know Akina's going to bring some different looks, which I'm looking forward to seeing.
Today was the first day that T-Mac did like 7-on-7 and team stuff. What was it like for you guys just to have him back out there?
Man, it felt good having him back out there. I do, just seeing him run around. Happy for him. And you can see like whenever you have a guy like him, he's an X factor. You guys have to account for him. If you don't, it's going to be an issue. So having him is definitely a benefit to our offense.
That was the Wildcat Radio Replay with the best of the best from 1290. It's brought to you by Desert Diamond Sportsbook, Arizona's best bet.
Always good to see Tetro McMillan back out there. They've been wearing red jerseys. They actually are wearing the same color jerseys as the quarterbacks, guys that have been injured. Both he and Montana Lamonius Craig have been limited the last couple of days wearing the red injury jerseys. And Malachi Riley also is limited right now. He has not participated in team drills or individual drills the last couple of days. So that's your three starting wide receivers. I mentioned six guys. When you think about the three linemen who potentially you thought you were going to have Raymond Polito, he's not there. So you got a new left tackle. You've got your center right now has been pretty much Grayson Stovall for the last week. Although Josh Baker has been fully dressed, he has not participated in drills of the team variety. And then Ryan Stewart has been getting the majority of the snaps at right guard with no Leif Magnuson. So there's three linemen and three wide receivers. That's six guys out of your what you projected to be your starting 11 on the first day of camp that did not participate in team in 11-on-11 at least drills today at practice. 520-848-1290. We'll talk more Arizona football. Lamont Lovett will join us next. It's DK on the Sports Tip. Cricket getting you home every 20 minutes on the fives with your traffic and your weather.
From the O'Reilly Chevrolet Traffic Center, it's Wildcats Radio 1290 traffic and weather together. with earlier collision or crash that was reported way out east on golf links. West of Freeman at Golf Links and Old Spanish Trail. Also, widening work does continue along Grant Road west of Dodge Boulevard. Eastbound and westbound Grant Road west of Dodge Boulevard. Travel there is down to one lane, and at times you might experience some slowing. There is a thunderstorm warning in effect with a pretty good chance of showers. It is 97 now. I'm Cricket with your Wildcats Radio 1290 traffic and weather together.
This report is sponsored by eBay Motors. eBay Motors is here for the ride with the parts you need at the prices you want. And with eBay Guaranteed Fit, they're guaranteed to fit your ride the first time, every time, or your money back. Keep your ride or die alive at ebaymotors.com. Eligible items only. Exclusions apply.
We are Tucson's home of the NFL. Sunday, Monday, Thursday night football.
Wide open for Mahomes.
The NFL playoffs.
He high steps it in for the touchdown.
And the Super Bowl. This is Tucson Sports Station. Wildcats Radio 1290.
We're definitely going to be late to the concert. I feel like we should be there by now.
I'm just taking a little detour. I gotta fill up my gas tank, and I know this place a couple towns over where the gas is cheaper.
Are you serious? We're going to be late for the concert because you're driving out of the way for cheaper gas? Just use Upside.
What's Upside?
Upside is the free cashback app that gets you real cash back for every gallon of gas you buy.
Wait, I can get cash back just for buying the gas I need anyway?
Yes, I use it all the time, and I've made around $200. Now pull over so you can download the Upside app before we miss the concert.
Download the free Upside app now to earn cash back every time you buy gas. Use promo code DIRECT to get an extra 25 cents per gallon on your first tank. You can cash out anytime, right to your bank, PayPal, or as a gift card for Amazon and other brands. Just download the free Upside app and use promo code DIRECT for a 25 cents per gallon bonus on your first tank. That's code DIRECT for a 25 cents per gallon bonus. That's code DIRECT.
Diabetes, high blood pressure, anxiety meds, everyone's on them. If you're a 50-year-old male, maybe a bit porky, and you may even have type 2 diabetes, $1 million of term insurance may only cost you about $200 a month. Call Term Provider. Speak with Big Lou at 800-859-3220. Big Lou will find a term life policy for you even if you have type 2 diabetes, are overweight, or have high blood pressure. Term Provider has helped thousands of people like you who think they can't afford term life insurance. To buy $1 million of affordable term life for you, all you need to do is call Big Lou at 800-859-3220. Lou will make sure the scales are tipped in your favor. Call 800-859-3220. Big Lou will answer your call and work to fit you into a term life policy that you can afford. Remember, Big Lou's like you. He's on meds too. Call 800-859-3220. 800-859-3220 or biglou.com.
Why are there so many options to listen to Wildcats Radio 1290? Like the Odyssey.com and iHeartRadio app. Well, to be honest, they asked to carry the best sports station in town, and we didn't want to hurt their feelings.
That is so sweet.
This is Wildcats Radio 1290.
Westwood One presents today, sponsored by Allstate. For an 8th straight Olympics, Team USA women's basketball won gold after beating France 67-66 in yesterday's gold medal game. The U.S. struggled in the first half with more turnovers than made field goals and went into the break tied at 25, the first time the U.S. did not lead at halftime in Olympic play since the 2012 semifinals. France started the second half on a 10-0 run, and the U.S. faced its largest deficit of the tournament. But the Americans rallied to take a 2-point lead into the fourth quarter and survived a back-and-forth final 10 minutes. A'ja Wilson led the way for the U.S. with a game-high 21 points and was named MVP of women's basketball at the Olympics. With the win, USA women's basketball became the first team to win 8 straight Olympic gold medals in any team sport. The team has won 61 straight games in Olympic play. With Today in Women's Sports, I'm Maggie Gray on Westwood One.
While retinitis pigmentosa takes Mark's vision, his family gives him hope, whether at the family business or at home with his wife and sons. He knows he's not fighting alone. For 50 years, the Foundation Fighting Blindness has funded research into treatments and cures for blinding retinal diseases, providing hope to people with vision loss. And for Mark, winning the fight means being there for his family. The Foundation Fighting Blindness. Together, we're winning. Help us end blinding diseases at fightingblindness.org.
It's one thing falling in love with a house, picturing yourself moving in and calling it home.
and quite another navigating the world of price negotiating, mortgage lenders, and finding the budget that works best for you. An agent who's a Realtor can make understanding that world easier. Realtors have the expertise, access to proprietary data, and tools to help you get from imagining living somewhere to actually doing it. That's the kind of help we can provide. Because that's who we are. Realtors are members of the National Association of Realtors.
DK on the Sports Tip on Wildcats Radio 1290. It's the 5 o'clock hour, and it's time for our Arizona Insiders.
Am I late? No, my boy, you're just in time.
Each weekday, Wildcats Radio 1290 brings you all the latest news and opinions on U of A football and the Pac-12. So bear down, Tucson, and let's talk Arizona football. Our Arizona Insiders are brought to you by Coors Light, official corporate sponsors of Arizona Athletics. There's nothing like game day in Arizona.
10 days into fall camp for the Arizona Wildcats. Let's talk to the gentleman who analyzes Arizona football on the Wildcats radio network during games. His name is Lamont Lovett. He joins us now, the running back. And Lamont, 10 practices in, I saw a lot of guys kind of limping around a little bit, like their feet hurt. I guess it's that time of camp where you know your feet start to hurt a little bit. You maybe have some blisters that you're working on because you've actually been in the groove for a few weeks now. This is when you got to really start to kind of fight through to get to opening day here coming up in what do we got? 19 days from now.
Yeah, no, you're absolutely right. These are kind of the dog days of summer. These are those days where you kind of have to get through it. But at the same time, you know, cry me a river because we used to have 2 days back when I played. So these guys got one practice, and they're like, oh, I need to practice off. So it's a lot different than when we were playing. But I guess they're, you know, thinking a little bit more about protecting guys. So I get that. But, yeah, it was a lot worse when I played, so. Yeah.
So you've been out there and you've seen some of these workouts. What are your initial impressions on what you've seen from this new regime and the way they're kind of handling this first fall camp?
Positive. You know, the first practice I went on, I wasn't sure what I was looking at because there was so many guys down.
Yeah.
Then as camp is, you know, I went out to the second practice I saw this past Sunday, and I felt like I got a better feel for them because you could see a little bit more schematically on the offensive side of the ball. The defense has just really proven to be really, really aggressive and good. I really like what I'm seeing out of the defense. I think the way that they're playing right now, I think it's going to be challenging for anybody that they play. I think it's like with anything else, they've got to remain healthy, and you know, you got to keep your frontline guys healthy so you got to have a lot of luck involved there. But I really feel positive about what I've seen. I mean, Noah Fafita, we already know what Noah is. We know what T-Mac is. Then been some nice surprises from the tight end room. Some really nice surprises. I think, well, the secondary really is not a surprise, but I saw some potential there at corner in some different spots. So I really like what I've seen for the most part.
You know, Lamont, one of the things that kind of has stood out to me is how tough it's been for Noah in this first-team offense because they've been practicing primarily ones against ones. You know, in the past we would sometimes see the ones go against the twos and the twos
right
against the ones defensively, but it's been ones against ones so far in this camp, and it's been very difficult for them to make a lot of plays in the passing game. I think we knew how good this defensive backfield was with these guys coming back, Traden Stukes, Gunnar Maldonado, Dalton Johnson back there, and we didn't quite know who that other cornerback was going to be. But this group might be even a lot better in terms of this defensive backfield than we thought it was. And I know that one of the things that Dwayne Akina has harped on is just how smart this group is in terms of their football mentality.
It really is, and that's what is really the difference. These guys aren't just skilled, you know. They know where they're supposed to be. They play as a unit, and it's just really tough to throw and to operate when you're playing against a unit that, you know, they know everybody's steps. Every person knows what the next person is going to do, and it's just really difficult. They make you earn everything you get. If you get a pass off on them and you do it, it's because you went through your progression, you made a great throw,
or someone maybe blew something, but you have to earn every single thing, and they'll play man coverage on you. They'll mix it up with zone, and it's just difficult. And then you throw in now the new element of the pressure that you're seeing this year. This is why I say I really think they can be difficult. They can be a handful for people, because you saw what they did against Oklahoma, which was an explosive passing attack the whole year, and they locked them up for the whole first half. And I really think that they're going to take that to another level this year.
Talking about Lamont Lovett, Arizona Wildcats running back. Lamont, what do you like? You mentioned this new kind of defensive line mentality, and we've heard this all through fall camp, is how they really want to have the linemen press up the field versus kind of what we maybe saw with the last couple of regimes, where it was more like gap management, hold spots, and whatnot. How do you think that's going to change what this defense is able to do?
I really think so. Schematically, they haven't changed so much. There's some new twists that they put in it, but I just think that their goal is to really, really make the quarterback seem uncomfortable, to constantly be pressuring the pocket. And then I like how he describes it. We're going to play the run on the way to the quarterback. And that mentality comes from, what we did with the Desert Swarm. That's what that team did. They were just, it was such an aggressive style of defense. And it really allows you to not have to think a lot, but you're constantly just, you're just pressing that pocket. And I really think with the pieces that they've added, it can really cause some problems. And they're not just small, skinny guys up there. You've seen Chuba and you've seen, Isaiah. Those are some big, powerful guys down there too. So they have some nice combinations where they can mix it up. And the main thing is everybody's pretty athletic, but then you also have a nice combination of strong guys in there. And when they start blitzing and doing everything like that and get some teams behind the chains, it can really get ugly in there. So I really like what they're doing, because you got that great secondary on the back end while you're still putting all that pressure on there. So, yeah, like I said, I really like the direction that it's going.
Pleased to be joined by Lamont Lovett, Arizona running back, class of 1993, analyst on the Wildcats radio network with the voice of the Arizona Wildcats, Brian Jeffries. What is this season? Did I see here season 19 or 20 now for you, Lamont Lovett?
I think this is actually 22.
22. Oh man, we missed a few there. Wow, you've seen a lot of things in those 22 years. But have you seen again? And I think we've really seen it the last couple of years when you think about it in terms of the running backs and just the amount of talent in the running back room. I said going into fall camp, this was going to be the one fun battle that I think I wanted to watch, was how this was all going to shake out. What are your early impressions from Ja'Cory Krosky-Merritt and Quali Connolly and Kedrick Riscano that you've seen to kind of go along with the holdover and Rayshawn Luke and Brandon Johnson?
It's pretty exciting from what I've seen. All of them bring a different skill set to the table, but I think there's a lot of explosiveness in the room. Obviously, we know how fast what Speedy brings to the table is if you make a mistake, it could be it could be a 70, 80-yard touchdown if you miss a tackle with him. So that's the part that's apparent, and I feel like he's gotten a little bit more patient with the way he's running, and that's just he's got a great coach in the room with him. I think Ja'Cory Krosky-Merritt is the total package. I mean, he's got great hands coming out of the backfield. Really elusive, but he's also powerful, physical back. And then where he's really starting to surprise me more, I didn't realize that he had as much burst as he has, and I've started to see that. And this last practice, I was like, whoa, he's got a little bit of speed too. So I really think that he's a great addition. And then you factor in all the production that he had in New Mexico. I mean, it's not like this guy's, hasn't done anything. He's kind of a workhorse. So being able to have that element and then be able to go to the bullpen and bring in Ked Rosano and then have the change up with Speedy. I think that they've got something really good. And if the offensive line, with the new way that they're blocking offensively, it's a much more downhill style of running plays that they're running. I really think that, they have the ability to start to wear some teams out and to really create some other opportunities with play action with the way Noah can throw the ball. So I really like what I'm seeing from that standpoint too. And the offense is still developing. I haven't seen everything, but I know that they've done a nice mix of some of the elements of last year with a more downhill running game.
Yeah, it's interesting. You mentioned that, the downhill running game. I had somebody over the weekend put that to me as, we're no longer finesse, we're Wisconsin.
Yeah, it's a lot of that. That's for sure. Yeah, you see a lot of guys pulling, a lot of pin and pulls, a lot of down. You see 2 and 3 guys coming downhill with a fullback, and I like it. I mean, I really like it because it just becomes challenging. What you're going to force a defense to really have to play physical to stop you. You know, there's no hiding when you're running the ball like that, and it's just like, if it was a boxing match, it'd be like fighting a brawler. That's what that style of football is. It's like, we're not trying to finesse you. We're coming right at you. And so that could be kind of cool. I like it. You know, you just have to mix it up. I don't think we got the biggest, most powerful line in the world, but we've got some athletic guys down there, and I think they have an opportunity, to improve in that area.
Yeah, that's it's Josh Oglesby, the offensive line coach. That's his staple. He played college football at Wisconsin, so he's bringing that Big Ten mentality here to Arizona with the way that he has handled this group so far. He's had a lot of moving pieces, obviously with some of the injuries that we've seen so far early in camp. But one of the things I also want to get with you on, Lamont, before we go, is what we saw Friday night. I don't know if you were out there Friday night, but we saw a little bit of a fullback package for the preferred walk-on out of Canyon del Oro, our guy Caden Luke. We haven't necessarily seen a ton of traditional fullback stuff over the course of the years, really dating back to maybe the Mike Stoops. I think we saw it a little bit a couple of years ago with the kid that transferred in with the Rich Rodriguez outfit. But I'm sorry, with the Jetfish outfit, but Caden Luke is a kid who, we've seen a lot come up through high school here. There's a lot of belief that this is just a kid who's going to find his way onto the football field.
Yeah, I'm familiar with Luke. I was not there Friday night. I heard all the reports on that, but I know that he's a versatile, hard-nosed kid. He probably goes 220-ish, 230-ish type of guy. So that's going to be, before it's all said and done, he could be like a Tom Rathman type of guy, a guy that can be versatile, get the ball out of the backfield, but faster than you think he is, and really physical. I mean, it's always nice when you can get guys like that on the field because you don't really see that very often in this day and age. And so when you can get a guy like that, it can be really, really it's almost like a curveball. Our defenses are all prepping to play against these spread offenses, and all of a sudden you got a 230-pound guy coming downhill, with a full head of steam, blocking your 220-pound linebacker. It makes a difference when you can get those type of guys on the field. So it's a nice element and a nice piece to add, and I'm looking forward to seeing what Luke brings to the table, because I know that he's a good player.
Ooh, we were throwing out fullback names early in the show, but we did not mention Tom Rathman, the great San Francisco 49er. I'm glad you brought that one to the table there, Lamont. Love it. Lamont, we will chat with you again as we get closer to kickoff on August the 31st against New Mexico.
Looking forward to it, man. Bear down.
Thanks to Coors Light for bringing you today's Arizona Insiders on Wildcats Radio 1290. Coors Light, official corporate sponsors of Arizona Athletics. There's nothing like game day in Arizona.
Nothing like talking some football with Lamont. Love it. 22 years now sitting next to Brian Jeffries in the broadcast booth.
He still looks young. He still looks like he could play, DK.
He does. He does look like he could play. That is there's no question about that. All right, getting you home every 20 minutes on the Fives. We're going to talk with Becca Moros coming up next, the head coach of your Arizona women's soccer team. Cricket, though, getting you home every 20 minutes on the Fives with your traffic and your weather.
From the O'Reilly Chevrolet Traffic Center, it is Wildcats Radio 1290 traffic and weather together. Some slowing on the northbound side of I-19 approaching and passing Irvington, and Irvington and Camino de Oeste reported as a hit and run. There's a chance of some monsoon action. It's 96 now. I'm Cricket with your Wildcats Radio 1290 traffic and weather together.
This report is sponsored by AutoZone. Get in the zone. Starting stronger starts at AutoZone, where they've got battery solutions in the form of free battery testing, free battery charging, and replacement batteries that fit your needs. That's what makes them America's #1 battery destination. Get in the zone. AutoZone.
DK on the Sports Tip, 3 to 6 weekdays.
Is Charlie Woods the most anticipated, follow in the footsteps child of an athletic Hall of Famer we've ever had? Bronny James, as good as he may be, still has to compete within the parameters of a team sport. Golf is individual. Dale Earnhardt Jr. came along just at the beginning of the social media era. I don't know that there's anybody else.
Wildcats Radio 1290.
The Window Depot is more than a window store. The Window Depot is a one-stop warehouse with everything you need for your complete home remodel. Shop the aisles of pre-built cabinets in a variety of colors, granite and quartz countertops, sinks, skylights, and hardware to complete your project. Need a custom order? We can help. Our designers offer free design services and can special order everything you need for your kitchen or bathroom remodel today. Shop thewindowdepot.com or find a location near you. The Window Depot, more than a window store.
Taco Bell's new cheesy street chalupas have a lot going for them. For one, they come in pairs, both with your choice of shredded chicken or grilled marinated steak. Then there's the cheesy chalupa shells and creamy jalapeno ranch sauce. Can't count those out either. But the star of the show is their authentic street style, topped with onions and cilantro, and perfectly sized for eating one-handed. You know, while you're walking around the street, or your living room, wherever. Grab some cheesy street chalupas at a participating Taco Bell today.
For a limited time only while supplies last.
Progressive presents good news, bad news, dumb news, then great news. Good news. While leaning over the fence, your neighbor said you could save money bundling home and auto insurance with Progressive. Bad news. Your neighbor leaned over a little too much and broke your fence. Dumb news. Somehow fence wood is more expensive than wood. Great news. You decide to see if you could save money bundling at Progressive.com and to plant really tall shrubs. Progressive Casualty Insurance Company affiliates and other insurers not available in all states.
Getting quality employees to fill positions in your company is essential, but finding those people can be a major hassle unless you use ZipRecruiter. ZipRecruiter makes finding quality people a breeze. ZipRecruiter's advanced technology identifies candidates with the right skills, sends you great matches, then you can easily invite them to apply. 4 out of 5 employers who post on ZipRecruiter get a quality candidate within the first day. See for yourself. Go to ZipRecruiter.com/free to try ZipRecruiter for free. That's ZipRecruiter.com/free.
This is Zach Gelb of the Sports Minute, sponsored by Wrangler. It's Wrangler season out there. Open roads, endless horizon. Shop Wrangler.com for new denim styles. The AP poll had Notre Dame ranked 7th as we were about to enter the college football season. Marcus Freeman had 9 wins in his first year on the job, and last season posted 10 wins. And as we head to a 12-team playoff that's geared to get Notre Dame in, Marcus must make the playoffs this year, or his 3rd season as the head coach at Notre Dame would be a massive failure. I'm Zach Gelb.
It's Wrangler season out there. Warmer days, cooler nights. Open roads, endless horizons. And you need to be ready in jeans made for the unpredictable. Wrangler, for the ride of life. Shop our newest styles today at Wrangler.com.
eBay Motors is here for the ride. 120,000 miles of night drives, daily commutes, and who knows how many.
Are we there yet?
Through countless fixes, elbow grease, and a new radiator, you kept your ride alive. With eBay Motors, you have over 122 million parts to keep it running. And with eBay Guaranteed Fit, they'll be the perfect fit every time. Plus, at these prices, well, we're burning rubber, not cash. Keep your ride or die alive at ebaymotors.com. Eligible items only. Exclusions apply.
It's Wrangler season out there. Warmer days, cooler nights. Open roads, endless horizons. And you need to be ready in jeans made for the unpredictable. Wrangler, for the ride of life. Shop our newest styles today at Wrangler.com.
DK on the Sports Tip on Wildcats Radio 1290.
520-848-1290 is the number to get in on the program. Final phase of our show today. The beginning of the new athletic year at the University of Arizona always begins with women's soccer. This year, with a new conference, will be no different. The ladies will start their season on Thursday up in the Phoenix area against the Grand Canyon Antelopes. And we're pleased to be joined by the fourth-year head coach of your Arizona Wildcats, Becca Moros. And Becca, you called into the program. It showed up on my screen as Rebecca Moros. Does anybody call you Rebecca? Maybe your mom or your dad?
Yes, my family does here and there. So, yes, Becca, I think, came from soccer, and so it stuck.
Did you like that when people started just calling you that? Did you have any other nicknames when you were a player that your teammates would throw upon you?
Oh, yeah, I had plenty of nicknames, but I think nicknames always are a treat. You know, it makes you feel special and feel like you're inside of something and you belong, and they're usually all made with affection. So, I appreciate being Becca and not being so formal with Rebecca in the soccer setting for sure.
There you go. Okay, year 4 here at the University of Arizona. Becca, what is the expectation from your standpoint as the head coach?
Yeah, I mean, I think our team is in a great spot. This is kind of that, it takes around 3 years to kind of build and change a program and build culture with soccer just by the nature of the large roster and, the amount of players on the field and the recruiting season and cycle. So I think the comfort that we all have, here, and that includes the players being used to what we're doing, what we're trying to do, who we are, what our values are and how we support each other and build and push each other and grow. I think those are all very familiar now. So we have a good group of veteran returners and leaders who are very bought in and are creating a great environment for the younger players and really leading from the front of the group, which, we've had some great leaders in the past, and Hope Heisey, who graduated last year and went into the NWSL, and Jill Aguilera, who did the same a few years before that. But the group we have now of leaders is a different nature than, individual standout people and individuals. So I'm excited about it. I'm excited for them and the environment they've created for each other and the way they're going to take the field together on Thursday.
Yeah, so this is the first year without Hope Heisey back there. Such a recognizable presence with this program the last 3 years. How does that make it different with her not being there?
Yeah, I mean, I think Hope is a special person. She already came out and visited us in preseason when she got, a couple days to come back home. And so that was great. It was unbelievable to watch the freshmen just, go up to shake her hand and say hello because, they came here in part because of the legacy that she's, created here in the goalkeeping position. But I think, that a position like that and a player like that has to be sort of, the role has to be stepped into by a number of people. And we have a great veteran, experienced back line that can protect the goalkeepers who will be new to filling that role for us, this season and allow them the space to grow into it and not be responsible for filling all those shoes all by themselves, which is too tall of an ask for anybody on, just coming into it. So I think that we're in a good spot there, and we'll miss Hope for sure. But she's was a wonderful leader as well, passing the torch as she kind of moved on and moved into her pro career.
We're joined by the head coach of your Arizona women's soccer team, Becca Moros. Okay, so 3 youngsters, 2 freshmen, and a sophomore back there between the pipes right now. You've got freshman Kayla Kirchhoffner and Sophia Cortez Brown and sophomore Sierra Ulrich Power. Who's emerging as the leader at this point?
We also have a transfer student, Olivia Ramey, who's a junior who's come in from Oklahoma, and she played her freshman and sophomore year. So there's a good competition in that goalkeeping group, and I think that the environment they're creating for each other is very competitive. So a lot of them showing strengths and opportunities to compete for that spot. Obviously, Olivia, with her experience, is going to be very valuable. Sophia, with some international experience for Canada, is going to be also very valuable and help her with her competitiveness as a freshman coming in. And then Kira played for us all spring, so her comfort with the group has been great. And Kayla's also, a monster in the goal. So, we've brought in a powerhouse of of options to kind of fill in that role and compete. And I think they're also all great teammates and people, and will push each other every day. So I think we'll see in the next few weeks how that shakes out. But they've all competed really well.
You mentioned it takes 3 years to kind of maybe build this thing, Becca. So when you looked at that process initially, and walk us through what you felt you needed right away, and then how you built those bricks over the course of the first 3 years to get you to this season.
Yeah, I mean, I think the first thing was just solidifying, introducing first, and then creating some understanding around, and then solidifying an identity as a possession-based soccer team, a team that wants to have the ball, that wants to manipulate the opponent, that wants to take aggressive positioning on the field and adjust positioning and move the ball, up the field in a systematic way, but also having that creativity in the final third that only comes from truly understanding what the players around you are doing and why we're making the decisions we're making. Without that basis of knowledge, it's very hard to be creative, and definitely difficult to be creative as a unit versus as an individual. So we that's what we went after first, and it was a big style change from the previous coaching staff and the success that they had there. So we did have to do some undoing to redo, just because they were well coached in a different way. So that was probably the first thing we went after, and then the last thing that we've been able to get is strikers, attacking presence. That takes the longest to recruit. You have to do it right at the beginning of the recruiting window, and we were late for 2 classes coming in. So, this freshman class is the first class that has a heavy goal scoring presence and a presence in the front line and attacking. So those would be, big changes this year from last year and the year prior.
Nikki Dallin obviously is going to be one of those people there at the front of the pack to try to help you put offense on the board. What are you expecting from her as she comes back for her final season?
Yeah, Nikki is a tremendous soccer player and goal scorer, and also a great leader and captain for us. I think she will be very much helped by the fact that there are more goal-scoring options around her and people to attract attention and cause problems for the defense. So I think she'll open up opportunities for the newcomers and the returners stepping into bigger roles in the front line. But she'll also get more opportunity because there are more attackers and goal scorers around her. So we have a number of returners who have done their work and have grown and are developing, and we have a number of young players who are coming in who have great talent and high ceilings. So the competition there and the ability to draw attention from opposition defenses is going to buoy Nikki's game for sure. But she can do a lot all on her own, and she has each of the last 2 years in terms of carrying our offense. So hoping to have a little bit more parity and some shared stats around that attacking unit of 4 or 5 players.
And we had a chance to chat with Megan Shelf last week, and she was saying 100% attendance at the captain's practices this summer. She didn't have to bring the hammer down on any of the girls, and everybody was committed. You got to love that.
That's good to hear. It's great. Yeah.
Hey, I wanted to also ask you. Obviously, we just finished the Olympic tournament, and the United States won another gold medal, and just continues their dominance. But it was a much different group than what we'd seen. A lot more younger players in the national team process than maybe we had seen before. Did you anticipate that was going to be the shift, that it was time to kind of maybe turn that page from some of the players like the Megan Rapinos and the Alex Morgans who had led this for so long, and get to maybe a more younger dynamic player into the national program?
Of course, yeah. I think it was on the horizon, and it's always a little bit of a double-edged sword, or you don't really want to move away from those players and all the wealth of experience and talent and things they bring to the table, but you do have to pass the torch and move on and bring up new talent and develop that talent and give people opportunities to rise to their best selves. And I think it was certainly time, and I think the players who went to this Olympics proved that. They proved that it was time. They did better than previous teams have performed of late, and the quality of play was very high and at a professional level, very organized, very disciplined, and that's with a very short amount of time to build build up with the current national team head coach. So I think in all senses, they represented themselves and proved very clearly that it was the time to do it. So happy for them. I know all of the players who came through before them are also really big fans of this next generation and happy for them, and we're out there supporting them and all that stuff. So I think that's a wonderful transition for American soccer, and really great to see. And it was a lot of fun to watch them play and compete. So I enjoyed it tremendously.
And obviously, Arizona Wildcats alum Twilla Kilgore in that process as an assistant coach. What's your history with her, if you have any, and what she's been able to kind of bring to that position as being a Wildcat alum?
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, I don't have any history with her. I'm just a fan at this point. But I think, she did a huge job and an important job and helped them, be ready for the takeover when Emma Hayes got in and be ready to hit the ground running in the build-up for the Olympics. So, I think she's done a great job, and it's such a unique position to be in and might be, take a very specific skill set, which she clearly had had and did a great job with. And then I also think the pro leagues, the quality of football around the world for women has gone up so much, and the fact that all of these players are playing 10 months of the year in very professional environments means that, you can bring them together, and there should be a certain amount of expertise and quality there that can be molded and fit into a variety of different settings, including an Olympic setting. So I think that was really nice to see, both from the U.S. and other countries as well, but just really competitive and a really high level of play.
All right, it starts Thursday night up in Phoenix against Grand Canyon. Becca, appreciate you taking a few minutes to join us. Best of luck Thursday night and this season. Looking forward to this new Big 12 life.
Awesome. Thanks so much for having me. Take care.
Becca Moros, the head coach of your Arizona women's soccer team. That's going to wrap up our show for today. Thanks to Becca. Thanks to Lamont Lovett for joining us. For JW Madden, Cricket, my name is David Kelly. That's our time for tonight. Thank you very much for your time. We'll talk to you tomorrow, 3 o'clock, right here. DK on the Sports Tip. You're listening to Wildcats Radio 1290.
From the O'Reilly Chevrolet Traffic Center, it's Wildcats Radio 1290 traffic and weather together. With a collision that occurred at Benson and Country Club and Benson Highway for a wreck reported. Little bit of slowing on the northbound side of I-19 approaching Ajo Way. And for your weather, there is still always a chance for some monsoon action. It is 96 now. I'm Cricket with your Wildcats Radio 1290 traffic and weather together.
This report is sponsored by Allstate. Some people just know the best rate for you is a rate based on you with Allstate, not one based on anyone else. So if you drive safely, you could save money. Good to know. Visit allstate.com or call for a quote today.
Here at O'Reilly Chevrolet, we want to thank you, Tucson, for helping us celebrate 100 years of serving our community. And we want to thank the Tucson Fire Department for helping us put out the cape.
O'Reilly Chevrolet.
If you have an Arizona basketball for a screensaver, 1290 is your radio station. Because we love the Wildcats as much as you do. This is the home of the Arizona Wildcats. This is Wildcats Radio 1290.
Prescriptions require an online consultation with a healthcare provider who will determine if appropriate. Restrictions apply. See website for details and important safety information. Subscription required. Price varies based on product and subscription plan.
Hey guys, did you know there's a generic form of Viagra that works just the same, but is 95% cheaper? And you can get it online? Go to hims.com/joy. Through Hims, you'll get a free medical consultation, discreet shipping if prescribed, and the process is 100% online. To start your free online visit, go to hims.com/joy. That's HIMS.com/JOY.
All right, when it comes to getting life insurance for your family, a lot of excuses can get in the way. But ask yourself this: if something were to happen to me, who would pay the mortgage?